Okay, so it's 8 o'clock on the Thursday, and we're playing some games. What I've got planned is we can change the order potentially, but starts off with a short game of Phrasell, just playing through half the deck. Then we'll do a bit of Faybell, and then a bit of Mini-muckell. And that's a bit of creativity, followed by a bit more creativity in another format, more collaboration, and then word building. And yeah, we were just talking about the clapping for NHS, and I think it's really telling how the one person here who is part of the NHS, who is Crystal, is saying that, it just makes you feel valued. And I think that even if we should do more, even if we can say, okay, there should be more equipment and more stuff going out to those frontliners, and also not to mention what Jason said of thinking of people in the post office. I mean, I just realized that I never properly thanked the person. I had an order. I told the person I'd be able to send it today. I tried to limit it to a maximum of once a week to the post office right now, just because also it took literally 1 hour to get in. But yeah, I think it's just important to, when you're around, just to, if you can remember, say thank you. Yeah,
I agree. I think it's a nice, clapping is a nice gesture, and just expressing your gratitude is a really nice thing to do. There's a lot of other things going on as well that are positive at the moment. So yeah, I think these are just extra little things that kind of are nice contributions.
Talking about things that are going on that are positive, let's talk about anything that we are feeling good about. I mean, at the start, I said that I was feeling good, and like I think that moods do fluctuate a lot, don't they? Like 1 hour you might be incredibly depressed and incredibly low, and then you have a conversation with someone, and then you have a nice chat, and then you're together for a while, and then you're like, yeah, I've got this friend who's willing to talk to me on WhatsApp or whatever, and that's lovely. And earlier today, basically my day, I went to the post office, I came back, I did a wee bits of work, and then I went into the shower. I had a long shower. I properly washed my hair, which takes a while. I don't do it I do it about once a week at the best of times, I'm going to be honest, and I've not done it for a few weeks. So please don't think too badly of me. Normally my hair's all just tied up. But yeah, so then I had a chat with people from On Board Games, that Kathleen Mercury, who's lovely, and Isaac Shalev, and just having a good chat. And then I had some food, and now I'm talking to you, and it's like, just, I'm feeling good, you know what I mean? It feels like having that connection, even though we aren't together. This is just a really nice thing. And I think that's it, fundamentally. I could talk about more broader things. I could talk about, oh yeah, the fact that I have a garden, the fact that there's other things, but it's just a build-up of the past few hours, isn't it? Because it takes something really massive to upset you for more than a day.
Darling, I'm streaming.
Hey, Michael.
The world says hi.
So, yeah, what have other people enjoyed? How has your day been?
Well, as you see, I'm really thankful for my husband's backside. No, I've actually been feeling pretty positive, considering it was a bit of a downward turn for the week. But got some jobs done. Finished, sent an emails that have been hanging over me. Did some reading I've been putting off for 5-6 months now. So cats are invading.
Yeah, and I guess it's lovely that you've got to hold the company, and seeing your top, I know that you're thankful for your DVD collection of
Doctor Who. That's been a lifesaver. So watching
Jason is
one
a
video
massive
day.
Doctor Who fan and has about 3 Doctor Who cosplays.
2, well, 2.5. The 11th Doctor, River Song, with full heels, which I'd recommend do not wear for 14 hours straight, even if it is convention floor. And then I've kind of augmented my Matt Smith cosplay into like a steampunky-ish thing when I needed it. But I also have a Reek from Game of Thrones, but that's not Doctor Who related.
So, Tom, what have you been enjoying recently?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good today about finally having got round to bottling some wine that's been waiting around for ages. So this is some apricot wine that should have been bottled about 7 months ago.
So it's strong.
But it's still drinkable, amazingly. We didn't know if it would be.
Does it taste good? Describe
good.
it to us. Use words, describe the taste.
Sort of winey, apricot-y. Nice. I can words.
Yeah, you can.
And Crystal, what have you been enjoying recently?
A few weeks ago I started getting into sketching and painting, and then when I bought all these art supplies very recently, realised actually I need a little bit of inspiration, otherwise I've got no motivation to do it. But I ran through Tower Hamlet Cemetery Park the other day, and they had this big mural of this honeycomb bee thing. So I started painting that, which is really cool. So yes, that is the thing that I've enjoyed the most recently.
Awesome. And just because obviously you are a key worker, no, you're running into work, and are you running back to avoid the public transport, or what are you doing?
No, well, because normally I'd run to work and then get the tube home. If I run to work, I really don't have the energy to kind of get home under my own steam. So fortunately, they've suspended all central London charges, and there are free parking permits for NHS stuff. So I now drive to work.
Yay!
Very unhealthy, but very safe. So yeah, that's what I do 3 days a week, and then my other job I can walk to, so that's pretty easy.
Hey, so let's start up Phrasell. There's, if you don't know how to play, I will explain the rules. So I'm going to be the first judge. I will look at this card and think of anything I want. So this makes me think of rhinos, and I'm going to talk about the savannah, or animals that are quite majestic and big animals. Let's talk about big animals. That is the subject.
Megafauna.
And now you need to come up with, whenever you can, 4 words using these 4 letters in any order.
Mega koalas excavate tomatoes.
Nice example. Mega koalas excavate tomatoes. And when you've got something in your mind, just shout it out.
I've got to come up with 4 consecutive words with those letters. Oh my god.
Yes, they could be in any order.
So, for example, I could also go for kangaroos trigger massive extinction. I'm going for an Aussie vibe. I don't know why.
Jason, you ruined it. I was going to go with that, right?
I'm going to go with kangaroos as well, I can't now.
Still be kangaroos.
I'm going to award Jason the first point.
I think that's fair
So,
enough.
now Jason, subject.
Moving things like vehicles and stuff.
Okay. All wagons are jammed.
Wheels are just amazing.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh. I'm so shit at this.
But
Automobiles will ask jelly. That doesn't make sense, sorry.
All jeeps weep acrimoniously.
oh,
Eamon Malik's
Hi,
goodbye.
Eamon. If
Hi,
you
Eamon.
want to, hi Eamon, if you have any ideas for any of these, just shout along, and Jason can award it whenever Jason wants.
I think we can't beat Tom's
Wheels are just amazing.
They are. They're great. Good invention.
Why reinvent the wheel?
Hope you're doing well, Eamon.
I'm going for parents.
Parents, okay.
Oh,
With an X. Ooh.
Hmm.
How lenient are you? Do you allow things like explosion for X?
no.
Well, it's down to the judge, basically.
If it's good, I'll allow it.
Step parents hate Terry's xenophilia.
Who's Terry?
Terry's their child, I assume.
Right. I thought you'd have a whole backstory.
I mean, Terry's just, always in love with the strange things, and they're like, okay, we understand that you enjoy experimenting and stuff, but enough is enough, Terry. We are your parents, and we're going to put our foot down.
I love your creativity.
Oh,
Hazardous Sons. No, it's gone. Hazardous Sons. Not triggers Xerox, because that's not right.
It's a phrase.
This is actually one from a parent. Hateful swines took xylophone.
Stepmother hates Tai Chi because he can't spell chi with an X.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's not the standard spelling, but yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay. I think the whole story about
Eamon
Terry...
has sexy xenomorphs tap honey.
Yeah, and Xenomorph are famously good parents.
I mean, the
Protective
topic
of
is
their
meant
eggs.
to be parents,
Yes.
somehow.
Not sure where the honey comes in. I'm going to give it to Bezos. The whole story of Terry.
Okay, this is going to be about feeling okay and feeling good, because I said okay and then it made me think, oh, that's almost okay. And so something that's a happy or positive thing. So,
Nice unicorns like elephants.
ooh, I like that.
Nice.
Nice unicorns like elephants. So then, are there some unicorns that aren't so nice?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, the evil ones. They
But
don't
we
like
don't need to focus on them. Okay.
Nation ubiquitous. Everyone loves.
Oh, that's lovely. So just you're trying to make a forward phrase in any order and something
happened in
positive. Eamon says, going back to the last one, xenomorphs can be parents. They literally impregnate everything they can.
Yeah.
But for now, you are allowed to split up the three if you want. And I like both of the ones. Unless you want to jump in with something, Tom.
No, I've got a mental block
I
there.
definitely have to give one each to Crystal and Jason, but I don't know who's edging it. So I'm going to go with Nation Ubiquitous, Everyone Loves. Because I just feel like that's a little bit more positive.
So in which case, I'm going to go for...
Oh, it's nice, Eamon.
Oh, Eamon had one that we just saw. Lovely Earthlings, underpin nations.
Nice.
Underpinning, isn't that a bad thing? Maybe I don't know the words properly. What does that mean?
I'm giving a basis to it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with like farm themed
Farm, like
farms.
Fun.
So
Agricola.
farming, animals,
Oh.
vegetables, berries, just farms.
Tractors driving over cabbages.
That played right into your hands.
The olive crop died.
Oh,
I love the emotion you brought to it as well. That was
No.
terrorists
Pretty much,
demand our carrots.
I like.
That's so weird. What?
Any more for anyone? Any more?
No.
I'm
Cow
staring at
overlord drive tractors.
Can
Cow overlord drive tractors. I can't even say that one. Oh yeah, I'm going to split and give 2 to Tom and 1 to Bez.
okay.
The
So
overlord
Tom is the judge.
cow overlords just tipped over the edge.
Surprise.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Oh. Oh, tiny ornithopter. Dust crops. Oh, that's really nice.
oh! I think that we've just got to tiny bits of lag, which does make
Yeah.
but that is a really nice one.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Talking about surprise for S, D, R, and B.
Birthday surprise raises dispute.
Okay,
Ooh.
this is a true thing for me personally, although I understand it's not true for everyone, and it's slightly down. I don't know why I'm preambling so much, but surprises rarely bring delight.
Oh.
Do you know what? I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
I would far rather be told things in advance and get to look forward to it and plan things out.
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I said, birthday surprise raises disputes.
I feel the story behind that, Jason. I'm not sure why.
Not quite.
Any more for any more?
Surprise duck raids barn.
That would be a surprising duck.
Sounded more like a headline, actually.
Doubting scarecrow rushes belligerently. That would be a surprise.
That would be a surprise, yes.
I mean, it just came to life, and
What
it'd also
is
be quite scary.
What is a scarecrow doubting?
Oh, we've got another one. Don't bring rubbish surprise for Eamon.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. I'm going to give... I'm going to split this up as well. So
we can
2
only
for
split
Bears
2 weeks. Oh, I won.
and 1 for Eamon.
Yay! So this is the penultimate round of Phrasell. And I'm going to say this one, this makes me think of Ben. There's a Ben that I know who cycles. And so I'm going to talk about bicycles. And it's just a coincidence that bicycles also starts with a B. And so something to do with bicycles. As you can see in this game, it doesn't really matter what these letters are. That's just to give inspiration to the judge. But it's everyone else who's really got a little bit of work to do.
Queen invests in cyclists.
I like that. If only because I really want that to happen.
Quick! Cycling is important.
Yes, you're playing to the judge.
Or is
I'm
it
liking these.
quick? Is it quick cycling is important?
Ooh,
Depends how you punctuate it, I mean.
quick cycling is important. Oh, yeah.
Cycling indoors is queer.
Hmm.
I don't understand. You don't go anywhere.
Well, it's exercise. It's the same thing as. Have you seen this video of people doing? Oh, cycling quickly injures infants. From Eamon.
Nice. Or not so nice, should I say?
Oh, and we've got James about to join us. Hello, James.
Hey.
Hello, James.
How are you doing?
We're playing games.
Games with James.
So,
how's everyone?
We're all good.
Called that.
The topic is cycles, and you need to think of something to do with cycles. And so far, I'm really loving Tom's one.
I can't even remember what mine was.
Quick! Cycling is important. I love it, partially because it works both ways. Quick cycling is important.
Well, this is a new feature. I've just had a... Oh, it's gone now. There was a thing on my screen that says Raymond Malik said something about cycles, and it disappeared again.
Yeah.
I can pop up
That's a new feature.
people's
What happened there?
It's really cool.
comments. So, Tom, for the final round.
I shall go for science.
Oh.
Science. So anything to do with science.
Ooh, one last suggestion from Eamon for the last one. Independent cyclist identified queer.
Ooh.
So.
Yeah, that would make headline news now.
Is that independent as in the newspaper?
But I still prefer Tom's one of quick. Cycling is important.
Right.
Because you're playing to the judge. I love cycling. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
So,
This one's science.
Lithium is evil, yo.
Oh, that's a good one. It's really tricky.
My thing cut out there. What was the person's name and job?
Oh no, this is not giftable. So you've got to shout out 4 words, starting with E and EYIL. You've got to use these 4 letters in any order to come up with a 4-word phrase that's got something to do with science. For example, lithium. Well, lithium is evil, yo. Or something that might be a bit better.
Pretty good start.
Oh, it's 1 letter off.
I kept on having that one.
So
What was that, Crystal?
What did Jason want it to be?
Oh, it was. I had Yaks lose evolution, and I couldn't figure out what I was going to be.
Investigation.
Investigation. There you go. But you take it. Or Yetis lose evolution investigation.
Hmm.
Mainly because they were invented, not evolved. Doctor Who, Web of Fear.
Oh, yeah. Patrick Troughton.
Hey, James.
Oh, the bottom was so much to say because that came before.
Evolution influences your life.
That is true.
That's deep.
I'll give it a few more seconds, see if anyone can come up with anything.
I've got one.
Okay.
Everyone you immunise lives.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And very topical.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, if anyone else has no more suggestions, I think James has just sneaked in with a win there.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Well done, James.
This isn't giftable. What's this one called?
this one's
Phrasell.
called Phrasell. It's in the box that
Phrasell.
you've got. So that's James. That's the end of the game. So James got the 3 points. Crystal and Eamon both had 1 point. Jason had 5. No, that's which one was Jason? No, which one was Crystal?
Eyelids
Oh
identified.
no, Crystal had 1. Sorry. Jason had 5. Tom had a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I had 6. So Tom wins. Tom
Yay.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, and Eamon has come up. I'm sorry about the lag, but we've had a final thing. Eyelids identify you.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
deep.
Yeah. But James got it.
Okay. So, what I was thinking was that we could now play Faybell and or Mini-muckell. Do you have any preference, Crystal? I know you were saying that you're a bit tired. Would one of them be something that you'd like to play over the other?
Which one's Faybell?
Faybell is a storytelling game where we take turns advancing a story, and Mini-muckell, I basically read out a sequence of cards, and then we all make words together on our own little bits of paper. So this is
I know what I'd vote for. I'd vote for the
Mini-muckell, which I played earlier today with my family, and Faybell, we just make a story.
Oops.
I feel like I'm going to be terrible at
Faybell.
at the same time. I kind of want to do it anyway.
So which one is that, Crystal?
Faybell?
Faybell. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
love you, Crystal.
And this is, I think, Jason's favourite game for the deck.
Faybell and Phrasell are tie winners for me. But I like nonsense creativity.
Okay.
Just to be clear, Bez, are we still on a PG rating channel today?
Yeah. Assume
dear.
that's what we're generally trying to aim for PG.
Yeah, we did have a naked man earlier, but that was an accident.
And it was only from the rear. I don't know if they were actually properly naked. They were
underwear, thankfully. He didn't put a Scott Barrowman there. Or whatever he said.
We're just going to have 3 things, 3 story elements. We'll do this at least twice, because that way we can have everyone getting at least 1 go. I will come up with the story element of tiny cat, because Tom did that in their video, and
tiny what?
Tiny cat.
That's what I thought you said. Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
And Tom can come up with the next one.
Amazing Jade.
So you decide
Amazing
whether
James
the
there.
Amazing Jade happens before or after the tiny cat, if that makes sense.
Before.
Okay, now Crystal, you're going to have to come up with a story element using these 2 letters in that order as words. Pardon me.
Okay.
So adjective noun is a nice way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got tiny cat, amazing Jade, and your thing could be before, in the middle, or afterwards.
Okay.
M and then F.
All right. Give me a second. Is it PG to give you nubile fairies?
Sure.
I don't know what that
I don't even know what that is.
Nubile, as in, are very sensual and good looking.
And what's the F?
Fairies. And where would you like these nubile fairies to appear?
Fairies.
Like fairies with wings, right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
At the start,
Well, ferret would be interesting, but
middle, or end.
Middle.
Okay, so in this order, we've got a tiny. We've got Amazing Jade, then nubile fairies, and then a tiny cat. So Jason will start the story. Say the first sentence of the story.
Gonna go really cliche. Once upon a time, in a dungeon far below, passing on.
Oh, okay. So what's the word that James has to use?
Sasquatch.
Okay. James. Carry on.
Once upon a time in a dungeon far below, there was I've got his word Sasquatch. Okay. There was a very I don't know actually. I'm trying to think of one. What to do with this?
It can be a really simple sentence. You don't need to worry about advancing the story.
Do I have to include things like Amazing Jade and all that into my sentence?
You just have to include the word Sasquatch.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, in this dungeon was a collection of fantastical creatures, including a Yeti, a Minotaur, and of course a Sasquatch.
And what is my word?
Kangaroo.
And we just carry on the story. We don't talk about the nubile fairies or the tiny cats yet, but if anyone wants, then they will mention the amazing jade. So these lovely mythological creatures would prowl around the dungeon, hoping that they would be able to stop the heroes from coming in, because heroes were always going after the amazing jade that was in this dungeon. But then one day, instead of heroes, there was a kangaroo who bounced in. And robbing is your word, Tom.
So the monsters had never seen such a bizarre creature as a kangaroo. They wondered what he was doing here. Was it here intending on robbing the cave? Queen.
Okay.
I was slightly ungrammatical there, I think. But anyway.
It's fine. So you say the next sentence of the story and you just have to use the word queen somewhere in there. So you've got this dungeon with amazing jade in it. It's being protected from those pesky heroes by minotaurs and such. And in bounces a kangaroo who causes a bit of confusion.
Suddenly, there was a explosion from the kangaroo's pocket, and out jumps a tiny gold queen.
Okay. And what word must Jason use?
Grandma.
Okay.
I am the queen of the nubile fairies, she said, and I have come for my amazing jade, which was stolen from my grandmother eons ago.
Nice.
I can't use eons because I've already used it.
Oh, you can. There's no rule against that.
Eons is a good word.
James.
So we've got as far as the queen jumping out, little gold queen jumping out of a kangaroo's pouch, exclaiming she's the queen of the nubile fairies. Right. Deary me. And what does TC stand for again?
Tiny cat.
Tiny cat.
Tiny cat.
And that's going to come in.
You'll be amazed.
Eons ago was how she ended the last sentence, but now she wanted to talk. full stop.
Is that the end of your sentence?
That's what I can think of. Sorry.
Okay.
And L for ladybirds.
Okay. Well, this tiny golden queen was so tiny that even ladybirds would be a real match against her. I mean, the Queen of the Nubile Fairies was looking around and then saw these giant minotaurs and whatnot, but the Queen knew that they could just fly over the heads of everyone else to get the amazing jade. Tiny.
That's a bit leading. So the Queen of the Fairies flew up to the ceiling and shouted down to all the monsters, "You will never catch me. I am too tiny for you to catch. I will cast spells on you with my magic wand until you take me to your leader, the evil wizard who is in charge of this whole mountain and dungeon ensemble." Unfair.
Unfair.
Yeah. Okay.
So you've got the Queen who's ventured into the dungeon, flying over the Minotaurs and the Yeti and the Sasquatch, taunting them and trying to get the amazing jade, which was stolen from their grandma, apparently. And now Crystal tells us how this relates to the word unfair.
Okay. It's unfair, the kangaroo exclaims to the Golden Queen. You jumped out of my pocket and I want the jade, and yet I can't have any. You should give me something nice right now. Dodo.
Jason.
Oh, do be quiet, you dithering dodo. You are but my ride for this. I could cast a spell that could make you all look like teeny tiny cats compared to me.
Yay!
And at any point, once we feel the story's reached a natural conclusion, we will use all three of these elements and then say the words "the end." But it feels like there might be a little bit more to go. So, Jason?
Harrowing.
Harrowing. James?
Now, the monsters, the Minotaurs and the other fantastical creatures found the Queen's threats and words very harrowing. It was quite scary for them, but little did the Queen know that actually within the dungeon they did actually have a herd of tiny cats, which they could actually use as an army to fight against the Queen.
Wow.
Oh, and I see. Okay. I'm going to go for...
Do you see?
Oh,
So it's a word that I must use in my sentence, starting with either I or C. You can go for the obvious thing, it's fine.
The obvious thing for me is igloo.
Okay. So all the cats swarmed out of the igloo. And these were not normal cats. These were, yes, they were tiny, but they were also flying cats. So they flew up to the Queen, who was on her way, the Queen of the Nubile Fairies, who was on her way to get the amazing jade. And then as the cats came over, the Queen ducked and weaved and cast spell after spell to stop the tiny cats, freezing them, freezing the Minotaurs, freezing the Sasquatch. And then finally, the Queen of the Nubile Fairies managed to get to the amazing jade. Robbed.
As quick as a flash, he robbed the entire fortune of the evil wizard who had created the dungeon and set the monsters as guards, and put it all into her tiny bag of holding, and escaped out of the cave as quickly as possible.
Copyrighted.
Is that the
Captive.
end? Okay, captive.
One more word, one more sentence, I think.
So it's
I
probably
could have said
Crystal
the
or
end.
Jason to finish us off.
Yeah.
I mean, an object could be captive. The amazing Jade.
I was thinking.
So you've
Jason, feel free to take it if you want to.
Okay, I'll take it. It have held this jade captive long enough, and now it must return back to where it belongs. And with that, she took the crystal, the jade, zoomed out, leaving the kangaroo to deal with the tiny cats and the Sasquatch, the Yetis, the Minotaurs, this wizard who seemed to have lost all his powers. It seems that most of it came
Absentee
from the
landlord.
jade. The end.
It truly was amazing Jade.
The end.
Yeah, I had fun. I'm happy, so we all win. I hope that some of you are also happy with that, though.
I feel that the kangaroo was rather badly treated there. I think got some complaints against his employer there.
Maybe she just hitched a ride.
Kangaroo happened to be going that way.
Yeah, the kangaroo thought that they were kind of getting more involved, but all they were was a lackey. That feels quite sad.
A minion.
Oh. Okay. Well,
They will rue the day. The queen will rue the day.
when the queen took the kangaroo for granted.
It'll be part 2.
So, I'm aware that you were talking about heading off, Crystal. But before you do, tell us something that you're looking forward to over the next couple of days.
Oh, okay. So actually, something I'm relatively enthusiastic about is, there's all these kind of things being released online to watch, like theatre stuff and whatnot. Well, on the What's on Stage website, they're releasing Phantom of the Opera for 24 hours from tomorrow at 7. So that is going to be my Friday night, and I'm quite looking forward to it. And I might have some cheese at the same time.
So is that like a live stream where they're performing it live,
that.
or is it basically saying that for 24 hours you can watch a theatrical performance for free?
It's hang on a second. Let me look. I'll post you the link.
I mean, maybe you could type the link up into the chat and we could all follow that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching that. I like Phantom of the Opera.
And that does sound quite cool. And it's really nice how people are adding more and more things, opportunities to do stuff online and check out. Jason, do you have anything that you're looking for?
It's going to be the case soon where so much happens online where you won't want to get back to normal life anymore, because why would you want to? The rest of the world can happen quite happily.
I want to dance.
Yeah, I want to see other people. I want to
Socializing is overrated.
I mean, speaking as an autistic and a student and a musician, the only thing I miss is physical improvisation with people in terms of music. But quite frankly, this is the most socialization I've had in months, years even. I quite like the fact that a lot of people are going online. I feel comfortable to interact with new people that I've met because I'm in my own environment. And it's quite nice not to have a role when I'm socializing in order to survive it. But I can see how tiring it can be for people who need the space and the air, particularly on parents actually who are trying to work from home and have got the kids going, what does this do? What does this do? Can I try that? Can I have more chocolate? Can I have some? Just But
I haven't grown out of that.
but if I've actually noticed there's a few people on my social interaction who are starting like online lessons that are outside of the more normal curriculum. So people teaching instruments online more and more now. There's a little bit of a shameless because actually I'm not the owner, it doesn't count. People starting to teach coding on like basic scratches for the kids, so that'd be great.
Wow.
So there are things cropping up. You just need to keep an eye on the social medias for people to distract your kids and yourself if you want to learn coding or learn how to sing or learn how to play the piano.
Yeah, it's really cool that there's all these things, and I know that Crystal was talking about some dance instructors are starting to do things. Oh, we lost James. I think it's James has a bad connection, but I know that also friend Charlie Paul, she was talking about how lots of people are doing stuff, but I've even got like little videos that I use for working out, that it feels like a replacement for actually going out somewhat. It's like, okay, I am going to do this workout DVD for a good 50 minutes, and I feel like, okay, I've not been to the gym, I don't have that social interaction, but there is something there.
It's not really exercising with a video if you're not in Lycra and you're neon.
I mean, I was wearing leggings, and so I feel like good about my 80s nods.
Nice. That's pretty cool if you were wearing leggings.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tom, anything that you want to shout out about that you're looking forward to?
No.
I missed that point.
More apricot wine?
More wine, yes.
You need cheese to go with that.
We've got lots of cheese, yes, so that's good.
I mean, is there going to be some wine left over? Could I be really cheeky and ask for a tiny, tiny glass? Like, if I were to come over when this is all done and dusted.
We might still have some left. 5 bottles of it.
How many?
5 bottles. So
Oh, that's not actually that much.
not much, no. There was only one demigone. The rest of them we already bottled months ago.
But it has been lovely seeing you, Crystal, and hopefully you can join us again at some point in the not too distant future.
I absolutely will. Lovely to see you also. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Again.
We're going to carry on, and we're going to play a little bit of Mini-muckell. Now, this is a game. If you are watching this, which I know there's at least one person watching, you will be able to play along, but all you need is a bit of paper and something to write with. For example, a pen. You could also use a pencil. It's entirely up to you, personal preference. Now, let me show you what a finished game looks like. Here. So each time I draw a card, and it's one of 2 letters, and you're going to write that letter on one of the lines. So here I drew the D, and then each time another card is drawn, you write it to the right of the line. So I managed to collect the word darn. But maybe I get D-A-R, and then I got I-C, at which point I got a C here. You're able to make as many lines as you want, but every line that you use is -1 point.
How many letters across?
As many or as few as you want. Basically, each line, once you finish the word, you can make a little diagonal. So like here, I had on, and then O, which is a word, I is a word, let is a word, doer is a word.
Can you split words between letters with cards between lines?
No.
No.
When you show a card, you only get
Sorry,
one
can I
of
make the screen
those
bigger, please,
letters.
Biz?
Sure. So when
Can
I
see
show
your
a
paper again?
when I show a card, so here we had the word on, and then O is a word, I is a
We'll have
word,
to-
let is a word, and doer is a word. And also on the top, I made the word tribulations. Now, this is the best score I've ever gotten and probably will ever get, which ended up in 34 points, because the way it works is you get 1 point per letter that you've actually used, a maximum of 24, minus 1 point for, minus 1 point for each line that you use, which I think you need a minimum of 2 lines, and double, so you get the number of letters that's in your longest word, you score that again. So I got 24 plus a 12-letter word minus 2 is 34. Whereas in this example, my dad got 24 plus a 7-letter word minus 3 is 28.
Would you mind doing a round as an example? Because I'm a little bit confused personally.
It'll make more sense if we just start playing.
Right, I'm not sure where to write, really.
So write on the left of your sheets of paper.
Okay,
And
so,
we are only playing with 24 cards, just to let you know.
Okay.
The first card is E or L, and you need to make a word.
Oh, you can only pick one.
You pick one of these letters, and you write it down on the top left of your sheet of paper. E or L, appropriate for the name of the deck.
Yeah.
This is N or B. Now you could pick either of these letters and put it to the right of the letter you previously chose if you think you can continue the word. Otherwise, you will be able to start a new word if you feel you have to. It's entirely up to you. R or D? So again, this could extend a word, or it could start a new word.
Could you
And
just
I've
clarify
got
the wild cards?
yes,
That's
I was about
instead
to
of
get
using
there.
Instead of using a card, you use a wild card.
So during this game, Mini-muckell, you're allowed to use 3 wild cards, which is at some point, instead of choosing one of these 2 letters, you can draw a star, which is any letter you want it to be in. You don't need to choose what the star is until the end of the game. And you can do that up to 3 times.
Okay.
S or G?
So far, I've had no vowels. I'm gonna do a wild card.
Well, you should have chosen the E to start off with.
Well, I know that now.
But that was at the
N-
beginning of the word.
N or F?
Hmm.
I'm using a wild card. Okay. N or U?
Bless you.
Bless you. And if you are starting a new word, tell us what your previous word was, like if you start a new word on a line.
O or D.
Okay, I'm starting my 3rd line. Oh, I should. A or P?
Sorry, I'm really. Can there be more than one word per line?
Yes, but only if you finished a word.
Okay.
I'm gonna have no for 2 letters.
So,
Nice. So you just draw like a diagonal slash after it. R or H? And O or C? S or X. This is an S that I've been waiting for.
I'm going to have arcs for 4 letters.
Oh,
Nice.
I think that's how you spell it. We'll find out. If I'm
T
correct.
or C. Do you need to check a word, Jason? You are allowed to open up on your own screen if you want. Collins English Dictionary, feel free to do that.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly.
The official rule is you're allowed to look up 1 word per turn, but that's more to just stop the game
No,
slowing
it's the
down.
wrong way round the letters. I'm so close.
T or C?
T or
Oh,
C.
brilliant. Endosk. T or H?
Hang on. I'm still last round.
So the previous one was T or C, and now we've got T or H.
How many letters left?
Quite a bit, about 10, I'd say. I don't know.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
I'm
8,
claiming
9,
9th.
11. 9th. Very nice. 5 letters.
I don't know.
S or D?
I'm going to have ruts for 4 letters.
I've got...
Oh, we can supposed to be calling out as we go along.
Yeah.
I've got 2 words.
I had
Only 3
da
letters though.
and... Hod is a word, isn't it? Like a hod carrier, the thing
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you use to travel.
Yeah, HOD. Yeah.
Okay. I or L. And I've done hod, and I'm going to start a new word. I or L. T or M. I've done it.
Done it?
Yes. E or K. A or W.
Oh, I like that card.
Aww. I'm glad to hear that.
How many letters left?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards left.
Ooh.
I or Q.
Oh,
I'm going
to have a
to
wild.
I'm hoping an O comes up soon. Oh, darn. E or Y.
I didn't want that one.
Actually, I'm going...
None of those.
Yep.
Can I take another wild?
Oh, I'm
O
planning
or
Dopey.
A.
I'm going to use a wild card.
3 cards left, including this one. I or C.
Oh,
Use another wild card.
Oh no.
Remember, you only have 3 wilds throughout the entire game.
Yeah, I've used on mine now.
I'm using my second wild. This is the penultimate card. R or B. Ooh, I managed to make ear.
Got stare.
And final card is A or J. And if
Yes.
you've got a wild left, you can just put a star in instead.
I've got leftist, lay, and T. That's my final words.
Nice.
I not doing so well. I had ends, orc, thin with a wild card, Mew, as in to Mew.
Oh, yes.
Mew. How minimum of letters? What's the minimum of letters?
Oh, you can use a 1-letter word.
I have ha.
Okay, great.
Not sure what I have to add that.
I have
Prove it.
So I
picked a
have
wild card.
endoscopy on the top was the one that I was really going for. Gut,
Yeah.
eye, da, short for dad, hod, it, and ear. And I was trying to have a Y, but it didn't go into anything.
I was going
I've
for
got nothing longer than a 5-letter word. That's rubbish.
it's better than I did. I misspelled foe.
So how
How many
many
letters? I've got
letters did
23
everyone
letters.
actually use? I used
Sorry.
23 of them because I didn't skip any, and the Y.
I've only got 23 letters.
Okay, so
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. I've only got 22.
I've got 22. And how many do you have, Tom, that you actually
I've got
used?
24.
24. You managed to put all of them into words. What's that
Yeah.
bit at the
23
top?
letters.
Lure.
Oh,
Lurch
sorry. I only
and I. I was
Oh,
trying
sorry.
to go for lurching.
Do you
But
only count the ones you used into words?
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. Which I've got.
So is
1,
it
2,
less than
3, 4.
22?
Yes, very definitely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So
And
how's
the
the
wild
scoring work
card
again? So you get minus.
So
thing.
I will explain.
3 points.
So I got 23 letters down. James got 23 letters down. Jason got.
Does that include wild cards?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. If I'm only counting used in
17.
words.
And then you count up the length of your longest word.
7.
So endoscopy is
5.
1, 2, 3.
5.
Yeah.
I've got 9. So you've all got 5?
Yep.
I've got 7.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh. 7.
What was that word?
Leftist.
Leftist. Very nice. And finally, how many lines did you use? I personally used 3.
3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You used 3 as
5.
well, James.
3.
5.
What did you
'Cause
say,
I'm-
James?
3.
3. Okay, so James used 3, Tom used 3, and Jason used 5. So that means that I scored 23 plus 9 minus 3, which is 29. James scores 23 letters used plus 7 for the longest word minus 3, makes it 27. Jason scores 17 plus 5 minus 5 is
Cancel that
17. Tom used all 24 plus 5 minus 3 is 26. So the scores are 29 to me, 27 to James, 26 to Tom, and Jason, it was your first time, but maybe you'll do better next time.
Hope so. If I don't misspell foe.
And that is the game of Mini-muckell. Now the question is, to round off the night, should we play one final game of either of Mini-muckell or Faybell? Jason?
I'm putting it to other people. I'm clearly biased on this.
Bias is
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, I mean,
What's the
bias is
game?
just having a
Giftable.
preference. We could
But
play a very short round of Giftable.
Yeah. I like that, I quite enjoyed Giftable.
Well, what's the person in chat saying?
They've gone at the minute.
Okay.
But so I would say that 24 makes it 6 rounds, which I think will be a decent amount to finish off the night. Okay, so I'll start Giftable. Olive is a caravanist, so they're a professional caravan driver. In Giftable, I come up with a name of a person, which I'm going to say Olive, and they are in a profession, which is caravanist. Now, everyone else has to use one of these letters and one of these letters to think of some sort of gift for Olive the caravanist. And if you're in the chat and you can think of something, do feel free to say something. Otherwise, Tom, James, and Jason, when you thought of something, raise your hand. Okay, so Jason, what would you give Olive the caravanist?
An adjacent Jack bar raiser. just when you've got that really needy bit of wiring up the toilets and all that stuff, it just kind of raises that bar up a little bit more without breaking anything, and and you have to put your hands right in.
I like it.
You
Tom?
used all the letters.
I forgot
you
I
just need
didn't have
use
to.
one letter from each card.
Yeah, I forgot I
It's
didn't have
meant to
to.
normally be a two-word thing.
I was in
Well-
Phrasell mind. Hey-ho.
I know, yeah. I'm going to think that Olive would like to be smart, but in a more alfresco dining situation. So instead of a dinner jacket, I'm getting her a barbecue jacket.
Ooh. I really like the sound of the barbecue jacket. I'm going to give it to Tom.
I was in Phrasell mode.
So, Tom.
I've not had a chance of saying my thing yet.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Jeez.
James,
That's okay.
do you have a thing?
That's okay. It's Tom now.
I'll do it first, look.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Well, Tom.
Neville.
Neville. And who or what is Neville?
Documentary maker.
Neville, the documentary maker. And tell us about Neville, the documentary maker, whilst we ponder our presents.
Neville's mainly been making documentaries in the medium of TikTok. So they're very short documentaries, but they try and get as much information in them as possible. They did one about the Franco-Prussian War, which was very, very well received. Tipped for an Oscar. And I've done another one on penguins. Okay, Bez, what have you got?
Okay, I think that Neville, for making videos that are suited to the high frequency and high velocity of TikTok, what they want is an amazing quickener. Now, what this does is it basically takes any video and it shortens it and condenses it, and it does a really good edit, better than any human brain could ever do. You know, literally shrinks it down, but you can still understand all the words. That is what Neville really wants. An amazing
And then he puts yakety tax over the top of it, yeah.
Sure.
Jason?
Not too dissimilar, but I actually know a guy who's started a production company specifically designed for things like Vine, may it rest in peace, and TikTok and other short, fast-paced videos for the social media world. So I would broker a deal between Neville and this, my friend, who owns the company Quick Pictures.
So the gift would be quick pictures.
Quick, a contract with Quick Pictures.
Yeah. Have you got anything, James?
I think because they're doing documentaries, especially of wildlife, and they want to make sure that things on set are absolutely silent, so they don't disturb the wild animals. What they really need is a really quiet photographer who can take these photos of these animals in the wild without disturbing them.
That does sound very useful. Not like those noisy photographers that Neville's been using before. Yeah, I think I'm going to give it to James.
Yay, James. So, James, pick a name.
Yolanda. Yolanda is a cabaret act.
Okay. Yolanda the cabaret act. And tell us about Yolanda whilst we ponder our presents. Whoops.
What can I tell you about Yolanda? I mean, there's things she can do, I tell you, that will just make you blush. But she's been doing cabaret since, for a good 5-10 years now. She's certainly very good at what she does. She attracts the crowds. It's got to be seen to be believed, I tell you. So we got hands in the air from, okay, Bez, please.
Okay, so this is a bit risky, a bit on the line, but Yolanda is getting other people worked up, and Yolanda is very attractive. So whenever Yolanda has, sexual relations, it's over a bit too quickly. So what Yolanda really wants is some long-lasting sex.
Wow. Okay.
That's what you're going to give
Jason,
her for.
please.
Just like any
Not necessarily
person,
from me, just to make that clear.
just like any person who comes home from a very busy day of work, what name I've forgotten really likes, would really
Yolanda.
want, Alanda,
Yeah, a friend of yours. Yeah.
is a nice long soak.
Oh,
Oh.
Does sound nice, actually. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking more about Yolanda's on stage act, and I'm not entirely clear about what her act currently is. But I think pretty much any cabaret act can be improved by the inclusion of some live snakes.
ooh.
So
Ooh. Well, so we've got live snakes, we've got a long soak in a bath, and we've got long-lasting sex.
Why not all three?
I mean, Yolanda, I think, has all the sex that Yolanda can probably handle right now. So it's a nice offer, but I think she has plenty of that. A long soak in the bath would be really nice, I think, from a hard day's work. But it's not necessarily a gift to someone, is it? I mean, because they can do that themselves. But
Well, you could
the
arrange
snake,
all the things.
Arrange it.
Yeah,
Don't
well,
let my
all they've
husband
got to do
hear
is
you
just
say
put a
that.
tap and put some bubbles in there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it was like a spa day or something like that. That'd be fair enough. But someone give you a bath is like, well, you know, she's not a little
bath.
baby, you know.
We've got a spa bath.
So
Jacuzzi
I'm going to
bath.
say the snake, please. Yeah, definitely the snake.
Okay, so Tom wins
I think
again.
with friends like us, Yolanda is a very lucky young lady.
Mm.
And who are we focusing on now?
Bear.
Bear, as in Bear.
Yep. Apparently, at least one person is called Bear. So
Bear Grylls, yeah, like that.
yeah.
There you go.
No, I did that last time. A rider.
Bear
Bear is
the
a
Rider.
Mhm.
Well, that's appropriate. Sure.
Face.
Tell us about Bear.
Bear is a fairly fragile young man. His parents had high hopes that he'd be rugged and outdoorsy, and gave him the name Bear. But he just wanted to stay inside and read books. But they did persuade him to have a fondness for animals. So he became a rider. I'm not sure how you get paid for riding these days.
Aren't they basically a jockey?
Yeah, he's a jockey. Yeah. He gets paid to ride horses around, not necessarily in a race, in a regular demonstration of horse skills that they have at the local farm. Okay. Jason, what have you got?
Well, I'm sort of cheeky and nicking an idea that extended idea that I gave Yana last round, but I think a lad like that who's had a lot of high hopes put on him, and after all that time spent at the races, which is very, very rough on the muscles, he just needs a spa day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's just nice.
Have you got anything, James? Or shall I do Bez first?
I'm come back to me in a second. I'm just trying to think of one.
Okay, Bez.
So I was thinking some riding shoes, just because, you know, good solid shoes, and these shoes are, yeah, going to be very useful to Bear the Rider.
Practical gift. Okay, James?
I'm struggling to think of an adjective for this, but it will be a Well, I could probably give them a diamond encrusted saddle because it's quite pretty and glitzy and glamorous. And I don't think that they'd have one of those in their stables.
No,
And certainly something that people
impressive.
can look at there as a rhine and go, "Oh, what a shiny rhinestone cowboy you are!"
It sounds amazing. Not sure how comfortable it'll be though. I think Bear is just wanting a nice spa day.
So Jason is the next judge, and you tell us about this character.
Well, this is Fibonacci.
Fibonacci is...
Ironically, doesn't take after their cousin. He's a linguist instead.
Fibonacci the linguist. Tell us a little bit about Fibonacci the linguist whilst we ponder our presents.
He likes to delve into the development of language and how certain words are changed. Just like his name Fibonacci, he really finds it quite odd that Fibonacci has become something to do with numbers, even though there's only one person in the family who has to do with numbers. So, he's always fascinated about how names become words and words become names and all that stuff.
Okay.
So that's 2.
Yep,
Okay,
once
so
at least half the people have done, you start it off.
So I think James was first.
I'm going to give Fibonacci a gift that they can use themselves for their knowledge of words and things, but also something that relates to their cousin as well, so they can both share in this. And it would be the Encyclopedia Mathematica, which is a huge, very, very long, voluminous text of books with lots of words and numbers and symbols and lots of interesting things there to read.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And Bez?
Okay, so clearly Fibonacci is, really wanting to know about things and learning about words and whatnot. So I just want to implant into their mind massive knowledge.
So, in theory, have you got anything, Tom, actually, before I go?
Translator's kit.
Hey,
word?
the one you just pulled out the that Tony meant for that one. Okay, much I love the idea in theory of massive knowledge. Bez, I think that the joy comes from discovering it yourself, not necessarily knowing it all at once.
That's a fair point.
Well, I do sometimes like to think how nice it'd be to have all the knowledge I could finish my PhD in an hour. I am now torn between the kit and the encyclopedia. I think I'm going to go for the encyclopedia because it does cross over, and it's just he just wants to get rid of the name Fibonacci in there.
Okay, congratulations, James, for making Fibonacci's favourite present. Now, who are we talking about? Take us all out.
Who are we?
Oh,
Who are
Winona.
Who are we talking about?
I don't know.
Winona.
Winona. And who is Winona?
Winona is a world famous taxidermist.
And tell us a little bit about Winona the taxidermist whilst we ponder.
Well, Winona is very famous for her big brown beaver, which she has stuffed in her pride of place in her front room. Anyone that goes round to Winona's house would be very amazed by the size of this beaver and how hairy it was. And it must have taken her a long time to get this thing stuffed.
Okay. Tom
So
and
the
James
hands
have got
up
something,
from-
I think.
We got hands up from
I've
Jason.
withdrawn my.
You rejoin us.
Yeah.
So Jason, please.
Well, she's world famous, so she's obviously earned her place to get to be world famous. One would hope. She was just world famous for how bad it is. So I'm going to give her an honorary degree, a taxidermist degree.
Taxidermist degree. Okay, thank you. And Tom, please.
Some particularly specialised equipment.
A doctorate, I meant. Sorry.
That you need for aquatic taxidermy. Some turtle stuffing.
You can never have enough turtle stuffing, I tell you.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's hard to come by, and those to get inside the shell is quite difficult as a job I have. And Bez, please.
Well, I think that Winona is tired of all the normal animals and really wants to challenge themselves. So what Winona would like is a dead Tyrannosaurus.
Ooh.
And kind of to see what they could do with that.
I think Winona was very tempted by having a dead Tyrannosaur. Not quite sure where she would put it, but I think the garden could be an option. Or they could just make a big extension of that. So I think the Tyrannosaur has to be the winner there.
Hey, finally one. Okay. So, in
just
the
reminded
end,
of that scene from Meet the Robinsons with the T-Rex and the hat. And I can't reach them; they're too far away. Got little arms.
Oh, fantastic!
So Jason and I managed to win 1 point, whereas Tom and James managed to win 2 points. Congratulations, James and Tom! You won the game overall.
Yay.
So
I think we all won, in a way.
Yeah, but you are clearly the best giver of gifts.
Yeah, some of us won more than others, but yeah, we all won.
That's not how it works.
Equal, but some are more equal.
Yeah.
I think Gift-a-Bill's a nice game to round off the evening. I think it's always a good fun. I think.
Yeah, and having it off the deck works well. It's lovely to see you all. I hope that anyone watching, I hope that you're staying safe, staying sane, staying relatively healthy as much as you can. Take care of yourself. Be considerate. Be kind to yourself as well as others. And yeah, boundaries are okay, I guess. Do you have any advice or anything that you want to say, Tom?
Be excellent to each other.
No. It's wild stallions!
Party on, dudes. Yeah.
Jason.
I would say instead of I've noticed a lot of people start writing long lists of things, and it can get overwhelming. So I would say cut up little snippets and just write down your lists into movable objects, and as soon as you've got rid of it, pop it in there, and at the end of the day throw it out, and you'll feel so much better, and you'd realize you've actually done a fair few tasks.
Hey,
It'll be the smallest thing. Even for some people like myself, I remember to brush my teeth, have a drink, so that even things like that.
That's actually a really nice thing. So do you have it on these little scraps of paper on your desk?
Yes, I do have one specifically for my PhD, but with particular rules to keep me going, and I get 30 minutes to an hour for each task. But generally speaking, I've cut up lots and lots from scrap paper of these tiny little I don't know what to call them, slips of paper. Let's just call them slips of paper because that's what they are.
And you're going to write, so those ones didn't all have tasks on them?
No, so this one, for example, if I can see, it says check through website new. So I've got a new website designed by my brother, and I need to proofread it. And once that's done, I mean, I'll probably break that down even further, but once that's done, I tick it off, So this one says check A&A show reel. So I've ticked it off. Then I fold it up, throw it in my little butterbeer
Physical
pot.
lists.
The physical movement really helps, because I noticed with a list it just grows and grows and grows, and you cross things off. Whereas when you can actually physically throw out, no, I don't throw it out every day. I'll be honest. I throw it out when it's full, and that sensation of throwing it out is like, oh yeah, definitely.
Nice tip.
Well, what you could do is you could bake little fortune cookies and then bake them inside them.
I can't bake. I burnt water.
James, any tips or anything? Messages of kindness or advice or hopes for?
No, I've not very inspirational today, unfortunately, Bez. But
That's
no,
totally
I just
fine.
enjoy plodding along and just being quite. I'm just pleased to be happy and safe and healthy, and I'm happy that everybody else around me is also doing well. And yeah, and if you're not doing so well, obviously we're thinking of you too. But just quite lucky that we are okay right now. Yeah.
And if you are,
hopefully, if we've got 3 more weeks of lockdown, we'll have 3 more weeks of Bezzy's games to look forward to. So I'm quite excited about that.
I mean, the next review is I think if I counted rightly, it's a day before my birthday. So I have no idea.
The next review.
The next government review of whether we're going to have the another extension on 3 weeks is a day before my birthday.
Are you basically just going to do an online thing regardless?
Probably, because it's more likely to happen because people travelling and people feeling a bit sluggish.
People were allowed to come in, and when this all stops, people aren't going to go to rush out all of a sudden. No. I mean, that's not safe.
No.
I would say that looking ahead, I don't know if anyone else has anything to plug. Jason, do you have anything to plug?
I do, actually. Oh. So I always have something to plug. It's the fate of being in my industry. So for those who know, I'm a composer, a musician, and actually created a musical score version of 2 of the games we played today, Faybell and Phrasell, which was very interesting to hear. But on the theme of games, I also I'd say manage, more like organize the admin for the amazing team that actually do the hard work. A podcast series called Adventurers and Artists, which is live recorded Dungeons and Dragons, and then we take that, we give it to musicians, and they improvise freely over the top of that game.
So I saw this live in.
You saw it in its original concert form.
Yeah, like it was people playing Dungeons and Dragons on a stage. There was a dungeon master, and there were 4 other people. It was 4 other people at the actual party, and then backstage, well, not backstage, behind us, there were these people doing this amazing work, just making it a bit more atmospheric. So you'd watch them tell their story, which for me would never be that entertaining. But then having this music live improvised to it was awesome. Yeah. But what you're talking about is having the screen that's basically a recording of the people playing Dungeons and Dragons, and then they play music on top of that.
That's more of a technical reduction because of the facilities we had, but we are hoping one day to have another concert, maybe as a finale of a season. But if you go to adventurersанdartists.com, you'll find links to our Spotify, we're on iTunes, so Apple Podcast even. If you also go to Bandcamp, we have released our first volume for our original soundtrack, which was quite exciting to edit and come up with some strange names for the tracks. And you'll also find the video versions on YouTube. Unfortunately, we have to stop production for the rest of the series for now, because the person who's editing, they can't get out to facilities. We've already recorded it, but they don't have access to equipment that edits it. They have to go into the university.
That's being shown right now, and if you type up the link in the comments, if you type it up, people will be able to follow it.
I've got to find because I
can't find on the right of the screen, Jason. If you click on comments, and
so
at the bottom. And Tom, I know that you've been doing a bunch of videos recently on your YouTube, which I'm incredibly thankful for, that you've been showing people the rules to some of the LDEC games. You've been showing people the rules to Categorical and Phrasell and all the core deck games. Do you want to talk about that? Do you have anything else to plug?
No, that's it for the moment. Yeah, I've just finally managed to finish all the core deck games rules. I will be doing a few of your other ones that aren't in the core games yet, but like Giftabell will be a good one. Or
because there's definitely some games like Giftabell or Mini-muckell that people could play via Zoom or whatever medium they want. I've played Mini-muckell, as I said before, like 3 times with my family in the past few days, and I'm planning to play it with my nieces who are in Germany. And James, do you have anything to plug, or it's okay if you don't?
No, I don't know. I don't really sell anything really.
And
I will just say that so far everything I've got is free. Though we do ask if we have to give donations to the one.
Jason, you might want to write that in instead of clicking on the private chat. Go to comments.
I see. So I'm still new to this forum.
No worries. And I'm going to. I've still got games. I'm still Bez of Stuff by Bez. You can reach out on Twitter, Stuff by Bez, or Facebook, where you might be seeing this, or YouTube or Instagram, Stuff by Bez. If you do want to play any of the LDEC games that you saw tonight, you can get your own copy. I've still got about not that many left, actually. About 7, and then I've got to open up the final box that I'll ever be selling, probably. And so if you want that copy, go to stuffbybez.com or stuffbybez.bigcartel.com. I'm there, and a big thing that I'm working on is I'm going to be making some cat stickers. And so the Kickstarter is going to be hopefully launched next week. We'll have to see how it goes. But for a very low price of £2, if you are in the UK, you'll be able to get cat stickers literally posted out to you. A pack of a bunch of different pictures, a couple of copies of each. Yeah, all whatever people think is the funniest puns. And that's everything from us. And I hope that those of you who are watching, I hope you enjoyed the games. And stay safe, stay cool, and for now, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.